Welcome back to the place where an atheist can type in atheist, sort by new, get a Christian who doesn't want to debate, who only wants to find out what we can agree on because that makes us more intelligent, not only with our IQs, but also with our EQs, our emotional intelligence. That is living, man. So can you dig this? Let's check out a comment that I received on a recent video called, "As an atheist, do you think I can stop believing since I admit ... We're looking down in the chain of comments here, and there's talk about Calvinism, which the topic has never interested me, but I think it's kind of interesting enough to do a video about it at least. So I want to check this out here. I think Crazy Jesse got involved here in the comments and really kind of helped make this come to light. So here's what he said. Here's an excerpt of Crazy Jesse in the comments. He said, "To be clear, I'm not making an argument for why choice is not a thing. I'm just pointing out that it's not universal among Christians and theists, as far as, if you were destined to believe or not, and that sort of thing." And so I said, well, maybe I'm learning from you that I'm not a Calvinist. And he'd say, yeah, you probably weren't. So I think this is interesting to some degree. Here's another thing he says. He says, in James 2:26, I get what you're saying as far as faith without works is dead, because that's what I said to him. He said, but good works become more inevitable under Calvinism because they are necessarily outworkings of the believer's salvation. In other words, a Calvinist would agree. Okay, so again, all lost on me because I was never caught up in any of this whole Calvinism thing. Granted, I grew up Baptist, and now I belong to what's called a Spirit-filled church. They're non-denominational, but there's a heavy focus on the Holy Spirit and a heavy focus on diversity of God's people, that sort of thing. As far as Calvinism, if you were to ask me my understanding of it, here's what I'm going to tell you. God knows everything. God always has known everything. He knew in the course of human history who would end up believing in him and serving him. How could he not? Because he's God. He of course knew that. But still, he gives us free will. He gives us that choice to believe, which again, I'm making this a theme of my channel. My perception is individual atheists keep telling me that an atheist cannot choose to believe in Christianity. And I keep saying, okay, if that's what you believe, okay. But I'm saying that for Christians, they can choose to believe. I think it is a choice. So ultimately, God knows everything. He knew from the beginning of time who would believe and who wouldn't. And ultimately, that's all I need to know. Because I think the danger is if we get caught up in trying to figure out who's going to heaven and hell, ultimately. Then we kind of make ourselves God. Like, oh, that person's definitely going to hell, but this person, they're probably going to heaven. And I know the Bible even says, as individual people, work out your own salvation. Focus on your relationship with God. And that's what matters. So for me, if I'm focused on that, I know that, you know what? I am someone that God predestined to believe. He knew I would, and I do. As for everybody else, I don't know. I can't tell you. I can only speak for myself. So Calvinism, #shrug. It's just really, I don't feel that it's relevant to me. I don't think it ever was. That's my concept of truth. Your comments belong right here.